For this simple example of toggling light on and off, we need a really simple script of events as well as event resolvers. So I'll show you a general setup of how it works, and then we'll look at the code and see what's happening actually. So if we come here, this is just a spawn point. There is one trigger block which handles broadcast the trigger of an event happening. In this scenario, a user entering the trigger zone and exiting the trigger zone. The two events are being channeled, and we have a target of light changer controller. So it targets the controller and sends the signal. That is another handler for changing the light. Okay, light state currently, if you see, the default value is green, but it will change and toggle when a user enters or exits it. It has a reference to the light. Okay, so it knows the entity and is able to change it. Okay, to do that, we will go to the trigger broadcaster. First, we'll see how the events are getting triggered and see how that gets resolved. Okay, so before we start, we set up two connection blocks and saying, okay, if for this entity, which is the trigger, if the player enters, we broadcast an event, and also if there is the player exits, we also broadcast it. Okay, now there is another thing where now we need to handle those events, right? So to handle those events, we need to see, okay, we need to get those events. See, a player exited and player entered. We can listen to those events from here. Define those events and listen to them and see what's going to happen. Set light to white, restore origin color. So now it starts. We get the basic color. We are logging everything so we can debug it if needed. And we have defined the scenarios or functions which are privately run and set the values to white or the original color as needed, right? So again, this is just basic values for lights. We are setting the color to 111, which is white, and the same can be observed over here. So if I play the scenario, default color, jump in, white, jump out, down,